All right, and let me go on with, let's see, 2.1, number 20. There's a problem that came up as well, like that. So let me go to number 20. 2.1, number 20, and it is a word problem here. Let's see all of it here. So a company manufactures and sells cell phone cases. The revenue obtained by selling X cases is given by this formula right here. The equation below to find the number of cell phone cases they must sell to receive $480 in revenue is given by this. And so they need to sell this or this cases to make $480 in revenue here. So how we're going to do that. All right, let me at least post it to a workable screen first, and then we'll sort of work our way through it here. So a company manufactures cell phone cases. The revenue obtained by this is this right here. And it actually tells you what to do. It says solve the equation below. How many cell phone cases they must sell to reach $480 in revenue. All right, just a few little things here to note here. Revenue. How we calculate revenue is X, or the number of items you sell, times price. So that's kind of what we have going on. That's why you see an X squared in here. So you have everything that you need to know. You set up, they actually already set up the equation for you already, which is going to solve this equation. Let's bring it over here. All right, this one is one of those that you might need to solve by calculator, maybe. That's kind of how things work out. But first things first, let's get rid of decimals here. And so the way we can get rid of decimals, actually, let's just move everything across. Let's move the X squared over to this side. Let's move the 7.8x over to this side as well. So we have ourselves our equation 0.03x squared minus 7.8x plus 480 is equal to 0. There it is. Okay, we're going to try to factor this down, and I usually don't like to factor with decimals in here, so let's multiply by 100, or really in a sense move the decimal point over by 2, and that's the case. And this would be 3x squared. Move the decimal here, negative 780 this time. And multiply this does not have a decimal, so it's 48000. We're adding on 2 extra decimals here. Okay, now we have to factor that down. Then we have to determine, does 3 go into 780? I think it does. Maybe off to the side here. Let's see. 3780. 3 goes into 7 twice. That's a 6. 1 comes down. 3 goes into 18 6 times. That's exactly right. Therefore, we have another 0 on our hands. Does 3 go into 48000? Yes, it does, because I know that, because 16 times 3 is 48. So it's going to be 3 goes into 4 once. Leftovers is a 1 with 8 coming down. That's 16. 0, 0, 0. So really, if you factor out a 3 out of here, you'll be left with x squared minus 260x plus 1600, looks like 16,000. Okay, now this will be not so fun, but yes, we have to factor this down. You could do quadratic formula if you know that, except you're still going to have big numbers to deal with here. Let's just start guessing at things here. With big numbers here, my first thing to do probably would be to multiply 130 and 130, because that way I can see whether if I add 130 plus 130, it'll give me 16,000 or more. At least that I know is doable. So 0 times all this would just be a 0. Then we go placeholder. This will be our placeholder for that. So 3 times 0, 3 times 3, 3 times 1. 2 placeholders, 1 times 0, 1 times 3, 1 times 1. And if we add this up, $16,900. Yes, it is doable. So at this point, you're going to have to just sort of guess. Basically, you're choosing two numbers, adding them up to give you 260. So how about this? These two would add up to give you 260. Of course, we're going to have to get the negatives of them. So now let's multiply them. Let's see what happens here. So 0 times 0, 0, 0 times 4, 0, 0, 0, 0. So again, this will be my placeholder for the next term. 0 times 2, 0, 0 times 4, I'm sorry, 2 times 0, 2 times 4, 2 times 1. 2 placeholders, 1 times 0, 1 times 4, 1 times 1. And if we add this up, ooh, still pretty high, okay. Let's see, how about if I just try 160? 160 times 100. Okay, real quick here, just to make sure, we know that 160 plus 100 would give me 260, which is what I want, right? That checks out. But if you do this here, that's going to be a placeholder of 1 because it multiplies 0, another placeholder of 1 because you're doing that, and then 1 times 0 is 0, 1 times 6 is 6, 1 times 1. Hey, there it is. There's our two numbers here. It's actually 160 and 100. So going back to what we have here, we have ourselves 3 on the outside, x minus 100 and x minus 160. Okay, and with that, it looks like the answers will be 100 and 160. Those will be two different answers for that. All right, let's see if I'm right. So 100 and 160 would be the case. And let's submit this, see if I get some green stuff. Yes, I get the green stuff, so I am good. Those are the two answers. Again, your problem is going to be not the exact same problem. Yours may be or will be very similar.